today we're going to continue our research process. Okay? So if you remember, a couple of days ago, we did some pre-research writing. Okay? And then after the pre-research writing, we came up with 3 research questions that you and your partner decided together that you would continue your research on. Okay? You're going to begin doing your research not only to answer some of these questions, you're going to confirm what you already knew. You're going to make sure that is true. And you'll also, the things that you wondered about, like you think were true, you're going to get a chance to check the answers of those. As you research today, you're going to be taking notes about things that you want to include in your nonfiction piece. Okay? So I'm going to start first showing you how to take notes on your nonfiction information. So as you know, my topic is Mount Everest, and I came up with a few questions that I wanted to research further. So the first thing that I did is I collected some materials just like you're collecting. I got 2 pieces from the internet and I printed out the information. I also collected 3 nonfiction books. So before you go and work on your topic, I'm going to show you how to take the text and write notes about it. Okay? These rectangles are index cards. They're representing index cards. So as you can see, what I write in this yellow square or rectangle is what you'll write on your index cards. Okay? So I'm going to read you what I found, and I'm going to show you how I take that text and put it into my own words. On Mount Everest, you need the lightest, warmest, most durable gear possible. You have to be self-sufficient for at least 2 months. So I want to write a note on that. So here's my second index card. I'm going to put my initials in the right-hand corner. And so I don't really want to talk about gear, which is what it was on that page called gear. I want to focus on that piece I was looking for. It takes about 2 months to make the journey to Everest. So that's what I'm going to write on my note. The journey to Everest. Okay. So look up here at the bottom of the index card, right here where I'm pointing. See right here? What should I put right there so that I don't forget where I found that information? River?
Put where you found the information from?
That's right. This came from the book, The Young Adventurer's Guide to Everest. And do you see the author's name right here? Jonathan Chester. So the way I'm going to remember this book is I'm going to put the author's last name, Chester, and I'm going to put the page that it's on. Okay? And this is on page 13. So if I want to go back and look at that fact again, I can go and find it easily. Okay? Now, before you are dismissed to your desks and begin your research, I want you to think about what will you and your partner do to share your work fairly today?
You could get the book and I can read the encyclopedia.
We could make a list of books that we want, and then, I have 3 books, and we could cross off the ones that we don't want.
So what I would like to have first is I'd like to have my supply monitors come on up to the front, and my supply monitors are going to put some index cards on each of the tables. I'm going to ask that you open up your notebooks and you look at your pre-research writing that you did earlier this week and the 3 questions that you and your partner decided on yesterday. I want you to use those pieces to guide your research today.
And so what are you going to look at today to help you find some answers to that?
Either this book or other books.
Okay.
Or if we have to, the internet.
Okay.
I'll find largest beetle. Right. Top, the very top. Wait, okay, never mind.
It looks like you just wrote a note card. What did you find out?
Many birds eat fruit.
Okay, good. So if you want to write a few cards on jet propulsion, that would be fine.
So pretty much just the main sentence.
The main idea. Okay. So I would read first, okay, and see if it's what you were curious about. Now, how are you using your work from the last couple of days to help you with your research today?
Like, I put what the capital Hawaii is, and I looked over here to make sure it was the right one.
At this point, you are going to have a chance to share your note cards with your partner. Have a discussion with your partner. Take it deeper than just reading your sentence.
I found out that Hawaii wasn't discovered until 1778 by Captain James Cook, and I wrote that because I was thinking how hard was it finding Hawaii, and it took them that long to find it.
That baby tigers open their eyes when they're 9 days old. I thought it was like when they were 1 month or something, so that was really weird for me.
Yeah, that makes me kind of curious about, it has an asteroid belt, and that's kind of heavy too.
So now that you've had a chance to share your cards with your partner, what did you and your partner find out about your topic today? And this is our chance to share with the rest of the class.
I was reading in the book and she was reading it in this encyclopedia, and my mom came across that the biggest city in Spain was Madrid. Capital.
What are we curious about her and Farman's topic?
How big is the city, and how many people live there?
I learned that Hawaii was formed by a volcano.
I learned that all the dust from meteors falls on Earth, and each day Earth gains 27 tons.
So I want you to think, as you did your research today, what new things did you become curious about? Share that with your partner.
There are 132 islands in Hawaii, but only 7 are inhabited. So I wonder, why don't people live in the other 125 more islands?
I'm also curious about where comets come from.
I'm curious about how beetles can stay alive.
I want you to take a minute and open up your notebooks. And I want you to take a minute and jot down a note or a question about any new things that you've become curious about. How did you and your partner do sharing the work fairly today?
Makila and I traded books each time we were done with that book. Me and Farman, she looked in the encyclopedia and I looked in the book, so we split jobs.
What might you want to do differently?
We might want to work together this time since we found some information working by ourselves. Now if we get a book or a research paper, we could look at it together and we could discuss it while we're working together.
So boys and girls, throughout this week, we're going to continue researching our topics and still being curious. So today we have some new ideas of what we can look for tomorrow on our topics, and we're going to continue researching throughout this week.